Morning, fella. So, good morning everyone, welcome to today's project, which is smart lighting. So basically what we're going to be doing in here is installing recessed LED lights throughout the place. So I'm going to be installing a line of lights here, line along here, and then about 8 downlights in there, getting rid of these central lights. These are these funny old horrible halogen lights which have basically failed and burnt out the dimmers that they were on, and also in the process kind of burnt holes in the ceiling. So we're going to get rid of those nasty things and cut some holes in the ceiling and put downlights in. But it's a project with a difference today because it's smart lighting. So we've got these Aurora FD103s for the bathrooms. These are the IP rated ones, and then we've got the baffled downlights to go in here, where the lamp is just slightly recessed so that it avoids glare. And then we've got the Aurora AOne controls, which are going to be controlling this whole lot, so that they can basically control everything from their smartphone, tablet, wall mounted controllers, PIRs, whatever they decide to install. We're doing the bathroom lighting as well, so in here we're going to swap out all these for those IP rated GU10 downlights, as I mentioned. We're installing these special Sora Healthy lamps in here, which are very special lamps which have no blue spectrum in them. So basically they make it easier to sleep at night, apparently, because the blue spectrum affects your sleep. So that's what we're putting in terms of lamps in all of these light fittings. Usually I would go with integrated LED downlights, but a customer specifically requested these Sora Healthy lamps, so that's what we're going to do. And again, we're going to be converting all of this to smart lighting, so it's all going to be controlled probably by PIRs in the entrances as you come in. We've got to figure out a solution for these rooms where you've got a fan and downlights, because we can't dim the fan obviously, so we're going to have to separate the fan off, have that switched separately somehow, which is going to be interesting. Same in here. So these LED lights, they want them to be able to come on with maybe a PIR up here, but obviously we don't want the fan to come on with the dimming module, because that could cause issues with the fan. So it's going to be a fun little project, this, really. As I say, in here we're going to be installing probably 4 downlights and then 2 in here. It's a bit of a funny layout, this ceiling, so it's going to be a bit tricky to get the locations of the downlights all nice, but should be fun. And at the same time, what we're doing is replacing loads of lights, replacing these outside lights all the way around, all of these, putting in new Astro lighting fittings. So these Astro lights will be going in and replacing all of these. So what I'm doing first in here really is just having a recce, taking down all these downlights and just seeing what's behind, how they've been wired, so that I can make a plan. So I'm up here in the loft and it's roasting hot, and calculating the spacing for these joists is just proving to be a nightmare, because they're 40 centimeters apart, and somehow that clashes like every time I want to divide the downlights evenly. So I've had to sort of jiggle it around a few times. Finally come to a solution that I like, although they're not all exactly the same spacing. The last ones are slightly closer than the rest, but it's the only way. What the heck? Some kind of Halloween joke, I think. Weird. Spooky loft. Nice view, actually. Lovely garden. Very, very nice. So it's day 2, and just want to update you. Basically yesterday it was a long old day just trying to mark up and get these holes cut, because the joist spacings were a real pain the way the joists are laid out, so I had to mark up about 3 or 4 times before I could actually finally get the kind of approval from the customer that they were happy with where they all were, and then drill the holes. So anyway, I've done the holes now, which is kind of, it feels like the hard part's done now really. It's just a case of running in the cables now and connecting everything up. So what we've got here is we've got 4 downlights here to light up this sort of little dressing area. They're going to be on one zone. Then we've got 2 here, which is just to sort of lead the way to the bathroom basically. They're going to be on their own zone. And then we've got 8 in here basically to just light up this bedroom area. 4 on one side, 4 on the other side. These massive holes in the ceiling I'm going to have to try and basically fill in roughly with some kind of one-hit filler just to stop plaster dropping down from the ceiling. And then once British Gypsum are up and running fully again and we can get a plasterer in, then we'll get a plasterer to actually come and fill these holes in properly, because they are absolutely, the old light fittings have just mashed up the ceiling. So I'm going to try to use some of the existing wiring if possible, because for example above here it's all chipboarded and there's like a big water tank above as well, so it's going to be a bit of a pain to get the cables in here. The joists all run like this, but here is old joists from the existing house, and then after this beam it's new joists because this is an extension, so the joists don't line up. They've kind of attached them side to side with each other so they don't exactly line up. That was another reason that it was a bit tricky for measuring up. But again, you can see here there's like a whacking great hole where they put the old light fitting, which I've got to try and sort of make good as much as possible. Same here as well for this one. So that's gonna kind of be fun. We've got a couple of wall lights to go on as well, one either side of the bed. Fortunately there is permanent live and neutral at these switch points. So what we're going to do is just use that basically, and then the actual lights have a little toggle switch on them. And then in here, these downlights are going to be replaced because we've got to put these Sora Healthy GU10 LED lamps in, and these are actually, what do you call it? Oh, it's too early. You know, the downlights that have the built-in LED light source. Integrated, that's it. These holes are not quite big enough, so I'm going to have to open these up slightly, just by about 5 or 10 mil. I think it's a 75 mil cutout I need, and these are about a 69 or something. So we've got to replace these and these basically, and then sort out these various bits as well. So, gonna get cracking, start pulling some cables in. So up in the loft here, it's like a giant spaghetti monster. This is the ventilation system basically, and all these pipes go to various places throughout the house to do ventilation and extraction of the air. It's quite an impressive system really for a house. This whole house was like engineered to the hilt basically. It was they've got like 110 volt American socket outlets in each room as well, with transformers and stuff like that. It's absolute beast. Right, so cables are all in, and that went easier than I expected actually. It went quite quick, the cabling process. It's amazing how all the prep work takes so long, but the actual cabling takes so little time. So I've basically got these main lights where I'm going to put my controllers, and then the others are just literally in and out between the two. That one up there, I'm going to be putting a controller up there, but I'm going to just do the junction box up in the loft. It's easier to do it rather than standing on a ladder. So yeah, I'm just going to start connecting everything up. So end of the day and we have light, and pretty pleased with the result. It looks very nice and bright in here. I think these are only on 50% at the moment as well, so they can go brighter. Having a little bit of a connection issue with the hub because it's under a copper roof outside, so I'm going to have to bring it inside and connect it to an internal RJ45 data point. But all in all, not bad at all. Quite pleased with how it's gone. Obviously we've still got the bathroom to do. I've got to blank off the light switch over there. I've got to set up the remote controllers and stuff like that. I've done a base level of filler here, and I'm going to do a final finish on these, and actually it might turn out okay and they might not need to actually get a plasterer in. I've done my own bit of finishing here as well and here, and it's turned out fairly good. So I'm absolutely knackered. It's been a long day, a bit stressful to be honest. I've been rushing around like a headless chicken, but I'm nearly there. So let me show you around. So we've got these downlights in here, and basically we set it so that these Aurora AOne controllers just turn on all the lights in the space. There we go. And then they can be brightened or dimmed using these two buttons, turned on and off, and that is to kind of set it automatically to 50% brightness. So we've got the 8 downlights in the ceiling here. I've just patched up those holes, as you can see, ready for the decorator. 2 downlights here, which are on a separate zone, but at the moment they're switched on and off with this same controller, and then the 4 downlights in here, which are all switched on and off with this same controller as well. These are the Aurora Healthy lamps, which are, in my opinion, quite nice. They give quite a nice, relaxing light, so that's cool. Then in here we've got a separate controller for these particular lights, so we can just press that. Of course it never works when you're on video. There we go, so this works now. So basically press that, the lights go off. Now the interesting thing about this, so we've put new cans in here, IP rated ones, with the Aurora Healthy lamps, because the existing downlights were integrated downlights that would not give the nice light that they wanted. But this is a fluorescent light, so we obviously couldn't dim this. We couldn't put this on the inline dimming controller that these lights are on. So we had to put this on a separate relay and then pair them together digitally so that they both come on and off basically with the same switch. So the bathroom becomes one room, and then we turn everything on and off in one hit. Same with these. So for example, this switch, kinetic switch, now will turn these lights on, but it will also turn the fan on, and the fan had to be put on a separate relay because, again, obviously you can't dim a fan, so we had to have the inline dimming controller just for the lights and then a separate relay for the fan, and then the switch just turns them both on and off at the same time. And obviously it's got to run on timer, so it just runs on with the permanent live after a while. Same for here for the bathroom. We turn that on for this shower cubicle, and we've got 2 lights here, and then the fan comes on, and then again if we turn that off. So these are kinetic switches. They produce a small amount of energy and then send a signal using that energy, and again you can just increase or decrease the brightness using these buttons. So if we want to, we can just dim them down like that, and they will dim down to, I think that's as low as it'll go. So yeah, that's that. All these lights are on the same controller as the main bathroom, so that's all done and dusted. Did have a few pairing issues, but it was mainly to do with the location of the hub, which we've now changed. So yeah, that's made it a lot better.